Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today's video we're going over gold and silver and why silver and gold have dropped so much in value. Today we've seen gold drop over 15%. Well, we got down to 10%, and now we're sitting at about minus 8.8% at the moment. And silver is down 27% on the day, which is crazy. It was getting down near 35% down here, 35-40%. Why are we seeing this? And to me, there's a few reasons. There's no distinctive reason why. If we have the 200-day moving average here, you can just see at one point we were over 50% away from the 200-day moving average, which just shows how overextended, especially something like silver was, and gold was over 30% away from the 200-day moving average. And now, like I was saying before, we were expecting a pullback. That's why I did all my profit taking at 5,000. There are many reasons why gold has dropped today. First of all, it's obviously very overextended, but I was saying this here, I was saying gold was overextended here, and now it is finally starting to move down, which is refreshing. You know, I do want prices to come down to these levels here so we can, you know, look for buys off the 50-day moving average. And if I'm wrong, I can keep buying and buying and buying, because I do believe long term that the price of gold will go up. The interesting thing is, it's likely that we're going to finish the day in the green for the month still, even though we've had this big tumble, which normally means, if you guys look at the data, if we end the first month of January in green for gold, then we usually have quite a good year. So over the year, I do believe that you know, we should expect some nice gold push up, but rebalance was needed really. I didn't want to be trading gold at these highs here, swing trading or investing. You know, I definitely don't want to be investing any of these times really in gold at the moment when it's just so high. Be waiting for these pullbacks so I can buy some more and add them to my portfolio. So yeah. The first reasons are, you know, government bonds have been increasing. Yields have been increasing, which obviously strengthens the USD dollar. You can see this directly with the DXY here. You can see we've started to see some strength. Now, obviously, that's not the only reason for why, because it hasn't. Yes, it has increased a lot today, but not a lot, not enough to really do this. We've obviously got some profit taking as well. I'm sure a lot of people are profit taking at this exact this level here, 5.6. It's a psychological level, which is a good time to get out. And silver, like gold, is a non-yielding asset. So when US yields move higher, like holding silver becomes less attractive compared to, you know, interest-bearing assets, for example. So a stronger dollar makes silver more expensive for global buyers, right? But that actually impacts the demand, and therefore the price of, if we have an impact of demand and supply stays the same, then obviously we see prices move down. So that's sort of the fundamental reason why, when yields increase on a non-yielding asset, what happens to these non-yielding assets like this. So I do expect dollar strength now, but we are seeing, especially on the DXY, a possible key level. We've obviously seen it if we go to the weekly or monthly time frame. We can see that the USD has broken out of this trend line here on the monthly time frame. And a lot of people are expecting overall yearly dollar bearish, and I agree. You know, we've got sort of these levels now which are creating a possible retesting zone. Whether we retest off this trend line or we retest off this sort of level here with this level of supply at the moment, then that's a possible reason for that we could see. You know, but yeah, it's quite refreshing. We've had this move. I'm pretty happy, to be honest with you, because I was getting a bit worried, you know, when we were pumping up to this 6,000 level, because I was like, well, when's this going to stop? And it finally has. We've seen it all crashing down today, and it just shows sort of how, not weak, but these currencies are, but how sort of volatile they are, and how one small light of the fire can cause huge reactions like this. So it just, I'm sure a lot of people have lost a lot of money. I know brokers have changed their rules because of this. People have been making too much money, and the brokers have been having to, you know, stop this. People just putting one lot size on and saying, and they've got a pretty good chance of gold or silver going up. So yeah, we're seeing banks are still going to be buying silver here. We got the COT reports releasing today. Be interested to see the positions of the banks tonight to see are they buying or selling gold. But yeah, so it's mainly profit taking, the yields increasing the dollar strength. But long term, I'm not bearish on commodities. I think it would be silly to be bearish, really. I know some people are expecting sort of silver to drop back to the 50 to 60 level. I would agree. I probably think, we could drop back to sort of this level, this zone here, which would be quite a nice sort of area to buy silver at. And same with gold. I do expect it to come down maybe to the 4.5, 4,000, anywhere between there would be a decent guess. It's difficult to really pinpoint it until we just start seeing buyers stepping back into the market. But yeah, I hope it sort of like settles doubts. I wouldn't get worried because of this. It just teaches people a lesson. Not to be buying or investing stuff at the top, and just wait for these pullbacks in price because they do come. Yes, it may take a month, few months for gold to pull back, but these pullbacks do happen. I'm not going to be looking just to jump in the market because prices come back 8 or 9%. When you understand the fundamentals, you say, well, actually, I'm expecting gold to keep going down here. And yes, I may be wrong. Maybe we fly up tomorrow and we go to all-time highs again, because that would be the story of gold, really. It's very unpredictable. It's very, very based on fundamentals, though. So you just got to be pretty careful. It wasn't, a real macro-driven event. We still got a lot of tension. So safe havens like gold and silver are still pretty strong. So, if we look at platinum, though, and palladium, we've got all of these have significantly dropped. Oil is an interesting one here. What will happen technically if they make a deal with Iran? I do expect oil to weaken, but if they don't, I expect oil to keep strengthening, really. And we could see oil get up to these highs up here, but we have reached a pretty strong level of resistance here, and we're getting pretty far away from the EMAs. So I do really expect, if there is like I said, a deal for oil to pull back. But yeah, that's basically all the commodities there. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, smash the like button and subscribe for more daily content. I've also got a Discord in my description below. And yeah, we do loads of swing trading there and all sorts of trading, scalping. So feel free to join if you want to. It'll be in the description below. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.